And now back to your regular programming.
If you speak better to yourself.
You showed up for like probably the dumbest conversation we've ever had on this show.
Let's have that smile again.
Tell me how that happens. Physically should not happen.
Relax.
If you say it
Give me as well.
3 times a day, God will line it up.
He's just an absolute hack, and he gets his ass kicked by his teammates every week. It's just terrible.
DeLeone, Sean Anderson, are you celebrating Free Wing Day? No, wait, what is it? Is it Free Chicken Day?
I think it's National Chicken Wing Day.
National Chicken Wing Day. Are you celebrating?
No.
You're not going to drive over to Wingstop
No.
after the show and get some free wings?
Is your favorite day to drink out of the year St. Patrick's Day?
What do you you don't get free beer on St. Patrick's Day. You're getting
Exactly. You're not getting free wings tomorrow either. You're getting buy one get ones.
Yeah, but that's the whole point. You buy something and then you get 5 free wings, so you get a really big meal.
Do you know nothing about this country? You know anything about chicken in this country? The reaction that happens with chicken in this country.
Do you think it's
did
all
the
sold out?
Popeyes chicken sandwich effect in the early 2020s, did it have no lasting effect on you? The images that we saw, gruesome images of workers doubled over in exhaustion over chicken sandwiches.
I don't understand.
I don't feed the beast.
So you are refusing to go and get chicken wings because of what it does to the chicken economy?
I'm not participating in the amateur hour that
don't
is
act
free
all high
chicken
and mighty.
day.
Every time you walk into a restaurant, they're doing double the work.
I'm not putting these people. I'm not making them work harder today when there's enough cheapskates trying to get their free chicken wings. I pay full price for my chicken.
What do you have for dinner instead?
Nothing. Nothing.
I just offered you a solution.
I don't think I'm eating dinner tonight.
I just offered you a very smart solution. I don't know where the nearest Wingstop is.
Well, I've had good run-ins with Wingstop lately. I really have.
That's hard to believe.
The winter Wingstop promo, they would do buy one, get one, and it was 10 boneless wings, or it could be 10 bone-in wings. I think it was boneless, actually. Boneless only. And you could customize the flavors. And sometimes at Wingstop, they didn't count so well. So you could be getting like 24 wings. One time I got 28 wings for like $11, and it was great. And then you mow down.
28 for 11?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so that's a better deal than National Chicken Day. Don't act all high and mighty, though, that you don't want.
I will. I don't want to be with
you literally just admitted that you were taking advantage of deals.
in the off season. That's when I'm supposed to be
chicken off season.
I'm not going during the Super Bowl. That's not my scene.
Is it chicken training camp right now? When was chicken training camp?
Chicken training camp. I think that's when I was doing my earlier reporting, chicken training camp. And then we had the playoffs when the snack wrap and Popeyes wrap came out, and now it's the Super Bowl. Well, I guess
it's chicken Super Bowl today.
Yeah, and then we got to see how it operates, because maybe the football season is the chicken season also, because I think that's when most are
National
getting
Chicken Wing Day or whatever.
Maybe this is opening day. Maybe I don't go to the opening day ball game.
Maybe that. Oh no, I DM'd it to you. I didn't. It
makes way more sense for today to be Chicken's opening day, because then you can still get the early season grilling going with late August, summer, and then
it's National Wing Day.
Yeah, way into the thick of it. And also, love the fact that you didn't, like any other show ever, just throw out the National Wing Day. What are you? Drums or flats? You like it wet or dry?
That's a stupid question. That's a stupid question. I'd rather call you fat. That was kind of the goal. I was trying to call you fat. It was a very long-winded way.
It's fine.
Of calling you fat. That was really what I was going for.
I like being able to talk chicken on this show freely, unencumbered. It's nice.
Okay, before we talk football, these were there's a graphic that was going around of like the best chicken wing day deals. I'm curious your opinion, what you think the best one was. I don't think we have Zaxby's near us. Buy one, get one free on 10-piece boneless wings. Oh, you got to be a rewards member, so that one's kind of already off the table. I'm not signing for that bullshit.
Not doing it.
Buffalo Wild Wings, 6 free wings with a $10 purchase.
Rather eat glass, by the way, than eat a Buffalo Wild Wings. So we're 0 for 2. 0 for 2. Not signing up for your bullshit.
Terrible.
I'm not signing up to be your bullshit restaurant member. I don't want your
downloading the app.
I don't want your Outback Aussie points. I don't need it.
Not a real fan here. Not a real eater.
Buffalo Wild Wings is garbage. Also,
Whataburger is an order of What Wings. Well, buy one order of What Wings, get one free. You got to use the app. Wingstop, 5 free wings with any order with code FREEWINGS. Popeyes was 6-piece wings, get one free if you buy a 6-piece wing. So you can buy one, get
Not
one.
even Popeyes wings either. Not doing that. They're too big to have wings.
Wait, they're too what?
They're too big to have wings. Popeyes quality control is too tough on those wings. They look like 7-Eleven wings.
Yeah.
Same thing with Taco Bell. I'm not eating Taco Bell's wings. Those are tragic. What was the one you said before Popeyes? There was someone that
Wingstop, I think, is the get 5 free wings with any order. So you could you go in there and order a Sprite?
No, I wouldn't.
They're gonna go in there and yell at you if you order a Sprite.
I'd probably get a 10 bone-in lemon pepper, then I get some free wings. But here's the thing: when you have to sign up with an app and you got to get free chicken with an app or a membership, or you got to do some other workaround, you're not paying in money, but you're paying in your soul. These companies can't just give you free chicken like you want, like we all deserve. They need to take something else from you. They need your attention. They need your time. They need you on a mailing list. I want lemon pepper wet. That's what I want.
See, here's the one thing. Free donut day at Dunkin'. There's very rarely any strings attached.
Free Slurpee Day rules. People are walking in there.
When is Free Slurpee Day?
7-Eleven. It's passed.
Yeah. Okay. I almost got mad at you because I thought you answered when with 7-Eleven. I didn't realize it's on 7-Eleven. You got to be keeping track of this shit, man. We don't have a content calendar. We only have food giveaway calendars. That's all we have.
You know what? Those are the only calendars. I think there's a lot. There's a lot of people that live off those calendars.
I think you would get promoted at your job if you do. You have a content calendar for your producer job?
Not like a formal one.
I think you should put together a content calendar that's just food giveaways.
God, I see. So I guess
you get promoted. I think you could you'd be the executive producer already.
I think my floor has like, I guess 4 different companies working on it. I get like, there's a whole bunch of different departments of different companies. It's an amalgamation.
Sure.
1/2 of the floor is one big company. And I think they got their own.
Are you in the one big company?
No.
Is it a completely different company?
I think kind of. I don't know.
It's not attached to the company.
I eat my lunch in their break room because they have a nice kitchen and I get waters out of there and a ginger ale at lunch.
Are you allowed in there?
No. I definitely
Have you taken a shit over there?
We share a bathroom. If we're sharing a bathroom with these people on the other side of the office,
from that you were saying,
there's a lot of monsters.
Okay.
If we're sharing a bathroom, we could share a kitchen. And that's how I've seen it. And I think that's fair.
You could use the kitchen as the bathroom.
There's a lot of people are always in this kitchen. But what they do is like every other day, they have some big catered lunch. They got Indian one day. They got Greek another day.
You're not taking it?
I'm not taking it.
Are they?
Because it's technically not mine. And they look to be a stuffier bunch than my crew.
What is their... There is no direct relationship between this company and your company.
No.
None.
We share a floor.
Someone doesn't own someone.
I don't know.
You're not owned by the same parent company.
They might own us. I don't know.
All right.
I don't know.
We're not
but they're always
the worst conversation we could be having because we're not being clear on what we're talking about.
Food calendar, and I'm just sitting there. Like today at a BLT, they're dogging off. Like I saw somebody walking in with 8 bags of food before. I think you
gotta stunt on them. I think you gotta show up with your own catered meal for one person. So just like catered, you one of those big sandwiches, like for 30 people, like with the big trays and stuff like that, and set up while they've got their catered lunch going on, and then you set up like in the corner, so it's very clear that you're like, I got my own shit going on over here, and you guys wish you had what I had going on over here. Could have done that for Wing Day.
Can I sub out like the sandwich for something that I could have in a metal tray on a Bunsen burner that I have to keep hot, like it is catering?
Whoa, so what if you catered? What if you catered with like an actual, like, you know how they, like what you're saying, like the big metal trays?
Yeah.
You had like 10 to 15 of those metal trays and you had a full serving staff to be setting you up on the other side of the kitchen. And that, people are coming over because they think that you're serving for them. You're like, no, this is all for me.
It's a whole different.
This is all for me. Not even for my office. This is all for me. You guys think you can come over here and not offer me your food for the 6 months I've been working here?
Some people know I'm not from their company. Some people don't. So the ones that do know I'm not there, they give me nasty looks. They don't.
I think you got to stunt on them.
dude, it's a whole different world. Like they're doing baby showers, like
You should
full on
throw a baby
office
shower for
meeting.
yourself.
You think I should be in there just throwing solo parties?
Yeah, throw a baby. Yeah, just for any occasion that you can think of, you should throw a baby shower for yourself. Who does a work baby shower?
I'm telling you, these people do, and it is packed. It was loaded this past week.
All right. Well, we have to actually
sure
talk football. Trey Hendrickson news broke today before the show. Very disappointing. Very, very disappointing. What happened here? We're 0 for 2 on guys on the same team, ironically, that we had plights for, that we fought tooth and nail for, that we were supporting their cause. We're 0 for 2. Guess we're a couple of dumbasses.
Feels bad.
Because we're on the wrong side of these holdouts, and we wasted all this time supporting the players, only to find out that they're soft. They didn't have the balls. And, of course, I'm talking about Adam Schefter reported today that Trey Hendrickson is planning to report to Bengals camp on Wednesday, ending his holdout. He is not anywhere near closer to a new deal. Nothing has changed. They have not gotten any closer, but he is reporting so that they stopped fining him $50,000 per day. Apparently, this is supposed to be a good faith gesture, but I call bullshit. Bullshit. You had all the power, Trey. We were supposed to pick you up on the train, and you left, and then you came back.
There goes that interview.
Yeah. See, what now I think about is if we do this stupid bit that we came up with,
The night train agency.
Yeah, where we go around picking up players who are in holdouts and then shipping them off places to fuck with the team.
Yeah.
What if one of them just shows up the next day? Then the whole thing gets ruined.
Then I'm kind of we're just
like,
like
oh,
a couple
we're a couple
jackasses
losers,
that
yeah.
put a guy on a train.
Yeah.
You know, what is that?
Yeah.
It's like sending your kid to college and he's right back the next. That's awful.
Yeah.
Yeah, this sucks. Trey Hendrickson was rooting for him, wanted him to really flex because NFL owners have been on such bad behavior this July, really nasty comments from a lot of them. And that has not put me in a rewarding position to be any less pro player on this show. Trey Hendrickson, someone deserving, about to hit his prime as a pass rusher, assumedly. But from the digging that we did, it should be a pretty big year for the guy. Going back, bending the knee to an organization that just, I don't know how you get away with it with the Bengals. How you just can just walk over these guys and determine that they are unworthy and that you can just say, oh, nope, we're good. We're not going to pay you that money, or you're going to just keep on eating money in Florida. We're good, and we'll tank this team without you. It's really nasty work from Cincinnati. Not thrilled.
I hate this because I like, and we said this on the show before, I like the young core and all these exciting guys that the Bengals have. I like the Bengals roster. I do not like the Bengals organization and front office. So now these guys are showing up, and I am conflicted on if I should root for their success or if I should root against it. I want Trey to play really well. I'm sorry to say this, Bengals fans, and this isn't directed at you. It's directed at ownership. I hope he signs in the division. I hope that he leaves, and it's just another one of those Ravens signings where you're just like, oh, great, they just signed another big name defensive end to replace so-and-so at the end of his career because he wants to, actually get a taste of getting to a Super Bowl or getting close in his final few years. I kind of hope that happens. It's not because I'm rooting against Bengals fans. It's because I'm rooting against the damn front office. I'm going to be here. Here's my biggest thing with this, Sean. I'm going to be unbelievably pissed off if he does reach free agency. And I'm going to be even more pissed off that if he doesn't get the number that he's looking for. And we talked about this, like that $33-ish million range around the Max Crosby number. If he's not over 30, I'm going to be really annoyed.
I think you are kind of on the pulse of a Cincinnati. I think there's a lot of Cincinnati fans that are feeling the same way that you do, where it's like, you know what? I'm tired of this clown show. I want this guy to be great. I want him to be on my team.
Ownership side from what I've seen.
That's nuts to me. That's crazy to me. And you know what? Those are the losers. Those are the losers that think that they could be ownership. Those are the guys that are like, oh, it's the smart play. Why would we? Oh, couldn't do it. Won't do it. Shouldn't do it. You should. And I'm now on board with, I'd like to see him be a Steeler. I'd like to see him just don't be daunting. Whoever the Steelers try to add a quarterback next year, you got 2 killers on the edge. That'd be awesome. Anywhere in the division. I kind of want somebody to twist the knife in Cincinnati this year, right now. That'd be pretty satisfying, even though Joe Burrow's sick, Jamar's sick, Chase Brown had a great year, excited for him. I want to see what happens with Burrow. I saw some I guess, plays from him where he had a nice clean pocket. Amarius Mims was doing his job. Everyone's doing good. Like, man, this team could be good, but they suck. They don't suck.
They don't suck. It's just
but
like, I just
the
hate,
overarching suckiness.
I hate rewarding cheap ownership, and they're the cheapest of the cheap. They're like the cheapest of the cheap. It's kind of like not similar but different, where there was a story this week that Rob Manfred was talking about adding a salary cap, and Bryce Harper said, "Get the fuck out of here." It's like, why would we suddenly? The sentiment when it comes to negotiations and contracts and money that's being doled out and all that stuff, if it is not getting the most for the players in an era where the broadcasting deals are getting bigger and bigger, and it's the one league that is never going to drop in viewership, these contracts should only continue to go up as these guys play well. Let them grab their chance to get paid. I hate that the Bengals have operated this way. I have always thought that they need to sell. And I also am like shocked. I was talking about with somebody the other day that like you would think now with the ability for private equity to flow cash in, which we don't want,
right?
But you would think that the Brown family would consider doing that so they can actually more capably afford.
They'd be first on the list.
These contracts
first on the list.
They would be like,
tank my team, give me money. That's what they do. And
right.
Cincinnati would be like a completely different franchise.
They'd be one of like 3 teams that I'd be okay with taking private equity because they would stop being as cheap.
You know what stinks for Cincinnati? What if Trey Hendrickson has like 16.5 sacks this year? Has a great year. Just another great year. He's still going to be expensive next year, if not more expensive, once more guys get paid. I know it's a finite thing, but what if he happens to play and ball out? Then you're definitely not keeping him. If you didn't want to pay him at this dollar, next year.
They better not freaking tag him. That would be really bullshit.
I hope he has like he rips off 4 straight 10-sack years. Just consistent model fueled by the bullshit, angry Trey Hendrickson on whatever other team. And the Bengals don't get to reap those benefits. Hope Shamar Stewart is good for you guys. Hope he's good. Oh, you're not treating him very well, are you?
See, that's the thing.
You're not trying to treat your successor very well.
That's the thing that could be the most annoying about all of this is that Hendrickson could come out, pop off, go for like 15 sacks, and then Shamar Stewart has like one of the most productive rookie seasons of all the defensive linemen that were drafted. That would be really annoying that them playing stupid games wins them actual real prizes.
I don't know I don't know. That's a great, I don't know how I'd feel if they nailed it. Like if Shamar Stewart ends up being a dude, just a monster, rookie, you're not going to see some rookie in the NFL defensive end going for 18 sacks. They just don't do that. There's too much technique. It's too hard realistically. They get those sacks rookie year because you don't have enough film on them. They're developing into NFL players, and they're young, and they're fast, they're explosive. They're not savvy. That's how they get their sacks. There's a lot of chase down sacks too. Trey Hendrickson is one of these savvy guys that's like, wow, I finally am here and know exactly what I need to be doing on every single snap. And I do it pretty often. This is when I get paid. And then if Shamar Stewart comes out and has 6 chase down sacks, then the Bengals are thinking that they're sitting pretty. I don't want them to ever feel like they're comfortable or that they made the right decision through this entire process.
Well, I'm rooting for the best for these guys, and I'm rooting for the best for Burrow and Chase and Amarius Mims and all these players that I've liked on the Bengals. But I don't like ownership. I hope that this somehow bites them in the ass. Look, we got to talk about a different ownership move, Sean, that has made a lot of ripples across the NFL over the past 4 days. So we talked about Christian Wilkins getting released by the Raiders. It was reported by DeLeone Anderson that his departure was not just because of his failure to properly follow his procedure for the recovery of his foot.
Yeah.
Apparently he had to get a second surgery, and he opted not to get that second surgery. And it was something along the lines of 10 to 12 weeks, something super long for the Jones fracture in his foot to heal effectively. So he was just taking his dandy ass time. But the other reporting about this was there was, quote, a incident that happened that was unspecified that also made the organization uncomfortable, and they felt like they had to move on. They were sick of his antics. A lot of videos circulated of him doing some weird shit, sticking hands in asses and stuff like that.
Gritty.
Well, right. By the way, people were acting like that's weird that he did that. Y'all have not been on You have not been on a football field. I've gotten groped, and I was a long snapper. I've gotten groped plenty of times, and I was a long snapper.
You couldn't even believe how foul it gets. It's just, and I get it. You don't need to know. It's kind of one of those weird football things. And I said it when Wilkins was released. I knew that there was something else funky going on in that locker room.
Okay, so to get to that before we speculate here, Adam Schefter reported on the Pat McAfee show that Wilkins playfully went to kiss an unnamed teammate on the top of his head, probably a bald teammate, maybe it was Brock Bowers, and the teammate took offense to it. ESPN then published an article reporting that a complaint was filed to the Raiders Human Resources Department following the incident that happened in the locker room, but that was not the sole reason. I'm calling bullshit. I think that this is all they were allowed to go public with, talking about it. I think that this is all that they were allowed to say. I think that this was one of the incidents, and I think that this was probably the least egregious of the incidents. As two guys who were in a Division I locker room, I can tell you right now, this doesn't even scratch the surface of things that would piss somebody off enough that they would have to go to a coach or go to the organization or something along those lines.
Yeah, this is something that if it gets out, it's kind of like, who can't, but you don't want to get out. You don't want someone to, but this is a nothing. It's such a nothing burger. It's such a nothing burger. And it's really,
sorry, wait, I need to correct myself. I'm obviously not saying there's nothing wrong with the action of him playfully trying to fuck with his teammate, thinking that they're buddies, trying to go and kiss him. Like, grown men do that all the time. I'm
kissed you on the head at least 10 times.
You've tried to.
I have.
You've tried to.
I'll do it right now.
You better not.
I'll sneak one in.
You better not. Continue what you were saying.
Yeah, there was something funny going on in this locker room for sure. It was not just the kissing. In my opinion, Christian Wilkins is an odd cat. He's a colorful cat. He's a guy that when you see him mic'd up, he doesn't sound like other mic'd up players. He marches to the beat of his own drummer. This is not a saying that he is not of, you know what I'm saying. I think he's a pretty normal guy for the most part as a football player, but he's got some eccentricities. And if those rub wrong on dudes, it happens. Like there were guys that we knew in the locker room that we couldn't mess with. Just don't mess with them. I think Christian Wilkins is one of these guys that feels like, well, I'm Christian Wilkins. I can mess with everybody. I'm not hurting anybody. That's what I think it is. You mess with the wrong guys that really are just clock in, clock out, hardo football players. It might be an issue.
Well, just like that, whoever he tried to kiss might have been one of those guys. It's like, I'm not playing any games. Stop fucking with me.
Mm-hmm.
There were, in the 4 years that we played, there were I don't know, probably like 5 to 10 different guys that were always crossing the line. There's always guys on teams that like think that they can get away with whatever they want to do. They will go out of their way to do stupid, weird shit like this. And those don't even include the other pocket of guys who do really weird, gross, naked stuff in the locker room, which we're not going to elaborate on. We've talked about on the show some of the weird things that we've witnessed in the locker room, but I'm not going to repeat that right now for the sake of this conversation. People do weird stuff and walk around naked and have a little too much fun when they're naked.
It's a weird environment. It's a weird environment in that locker room.
It's undescribable.
You just got to, you learn how to, freshman year, it's shell shock. And then you start to learn how to live with it. And then by the end of at least our tenure, it's kind of like you're just walking around like, at least me, the end of it, just unfazed. I'm unfazed by it. And you just
that's
roll
why the
right
whole
along.
kiss thing doesn't buy. I don't buy it because it's like that wouldn't have fazed me if that happened in the locker room. If I saw somebody get mad at somebody for trying to kiss them on the head, I've been like, okay, this is just Tuesday.
I think like one of the funniest possibilities of the kiss on the head would have been if he kissed Brock Bowers. I think he maybe.
But what if it's Antonio Pierce?
That would have been something. If he had kissed Jack Jones, that could have been a problem. I think Jack Jones is a hothead. I mean, they got I don't know who the funniest guy it would be on the Raiders to have kissed. Like, honestly, like it couldn't have been Gardner Minshew. Like I don't think if Gardner Minshew got kissed on the top of his head, I don't think he would have thought one different way about it. And I also don't think that this is what the big issue was in the locker room.
I'm curious. Again, I don't think it was, but I am kind of curious to speculate. It depends on the context. Like,
what if he got on a stool and kissed Colton Miller's head from above?
See, that would have been funny.
Big 6'10" giant. I know he's not 6'10".
That would have been fun. Oh Jesus! Blake Carmen Electra just followed Blake on Twitter, and he just sent me a screenshot.
Oh, very nice. Good for Blake.
I don't know if I was supposed to air him out like that.
That's good.
Okay, here are some options that I'm looking at here. Jacoby Myers, maybe, because he's not that tall.
Wide receiver. Wide receivers could be hardos.
Michael Mayer kind of comes off as a super hardo.
You know what? He could have caught Michael Mayer at a bet. Michael Mayer didn't have a good season last year. He could have been pretty tense with his 21 catches, 156.
I figured it out. Who? Spillane. It had to have been Spillane.
Okay.
Every position stereotype that we talk about on this show, it always comes back to linebackers. We lived with a psychopathic linebacker, and we had multiple teammates who were psychopathic linebackers. You're telling me Spillane wouldn't have freaked out?
We've lived with multiple psychopath linebackers, different types of psychopaths, but Spillane is definitely a good option that didn't want to play around. I'm sure he was just playing around. Here's why this one hits close to home for me. I'm a play around guy. I like horseplay. I like roughhousing. I like the jolly-hearted, fun side of things if I'm with teammates or friends. But it goes too far all the time.
You tell me that this didn't
turn into a fight. That dude you can't play around with. That is a guy that is just not fun. I'm sorry, Robert. You could be a great linebacker, but you are not a person that I want to go and try to get with the eye thing so they can roll over and try to get. I'm not playing up, down, sideways with you. Not doing any gimmicks with this guy. I'm not asking him for baby powder because that could be a whole routine thing. This is a messy one. I don't know if I want to know what it is because I think I respect the privacy of a locker room sanctum enough. Until then, I guess I'll just roll with the theory that it was just the head kiss out of respect to the locker room and Wilkins.
Wasn't.
We know it wasn't.
Absolutely. What do you mean assume? We know that it definitely was not. I'm not saying that somebody told us what it was, but I'm trying to think. Is there anyone we think we know that's on the Raiders? That like coaching staff, like someone that might know someone? I'm just trying to think that we.
Our closest, I think, technically,
there's got to be a degree of separation here that like somebody we know knows somebody on the coaching staff or like knows somebody on the roster. There's got to be somebody.
Like if we pulled enough favors, we could, get me in touch. If we played telephone enough, we could get to some guys on the Raiders. But the problem is, I think the guys we could get to are rookies this year, the FCS guys. Like I think if we needed to get to Malott or needed to get to Cam Miller, we could.
Yeah, but like I'm talking about guys we played with that are now in the coaching sphere or are in like the scouting sphere. There has to be someone that we can't think of. I don't know. God, I would love to do the because we would pull a full oh my God, what's the Pablo Torre? We would but for like
to really break
it?
But
for real stupid shit. Like we would be Pablo Torre, but for kissing in the locker room.
That'd be awesome. I wish Pablo Torre went and investigated Washington removing their ping pong table under Ron Rivera and how that impacted the locker room.
That would be immaculate if that's what we turn the show into. We only dig into the unimportant.
What about Dylan Loby?
No, he was super chill. Oh wait. I have his phone number.
Connection. There you go.
I don't know if I know him well enough to like that.
Hey, what up, pimp?
Hey man,
what's going on? What's going on? It was him. It was like, yeah, that's tough. He tackled me after practice.
He doesn't come off like that though. He comes off as pretty. When
I
interviewed him, he was super chill.
He's happy to be in the league. I'd be.
Yeah.
UNH to the Raiders.
Honestly. Okay. All right. We gotta move on here. This is a quick topic. Disappointing. Treylon Burks waived by the Titans. And I think that we got to like put in perspective here the absurdity of how bad the Titans have been at drafting. They have been absolutely horrendous. Just looking at the A.J. Brown deal alone, it is awful, the side that they are sitting on this. But to look specifically at Treylon Burks, tore his ACL in 2023, and he was sidelined for most of last season. He also has yet to play for more than 11 games in a single season and has been on the field for a combined 15 games over the last 2 years, and he has just 10 starts in that span. 16 total since he was drafted in 2022. This has to, well, that was bad. This has to be one of those where you're just, where did the wheels fall off?
I mean, does Treylon Burks go into the,
nice cough, by the way.
I'm about to have another, so we're both breaking down. Does he go into that Josh Doxson level wide receiver not pan out? Who's the other receiver taking it? I just had it at the top of my mind. The other out of like this Treylon Burks trade AJ Brown, and then we're going to replace him with the rookie is like one of the stupidest GM moves I think I've ever seen ever. I go back to baseball with it. Like we can trade this pitcher, and then maybe eventually with the pipeline we can get a pitcher back. You got the guy. You have AJ Brown. AJ Brown was still young. AJ Brown's been on Philly for a minute. Imagine the impact and the direction Tennessee'd be on. Well, he probably would have been gone by now. But maybe they would have given a real quarterback if they actually had AJ Brown with them. They completely knee-jerked a rebuild, thinking that they didn't need to rebuild, and they had no clue. And they decide to replace a true golden asset in wide receiver one AJ Brown with a risk. It's a draft pick. It's a first-round draft pick. You can scout, recruit, do the testing, do the interview, the follow-up interview, the pre-draft interview, and it's still a risk because you don't know if you're going to get that same level of output, and that is terrifying. That'd be haunting to me.
For him, it was injuries that caught up to him. So that's also another part that you can never predict is how sturdy is this young man?
He was having respiratory issues like his first training camp as a rookie. Almost like he had asthma. I can't remember if he has asthma or not.
They have had tremendously bad luck. If we just look at the Isaiah Wilson, Caleb Farley picks that they had in addition to the Treylon Burks one. But the Treylon Burks trade itself is idiotic. Like it was – I loved during the draft how you flash up on the screen, pro comp. What's Treylon Burks' pro comp? AJ Brown. Oh, okay. So we're just playing really stupid musical chairs here. The overall whole trade, though,
musical chairs.
2022, the number 18 overall pick was Treylon Burks, and then they got a third rounder in 2022, which ended up being traded to the Jets. And then the remaining picks that they got after that, it was very poorly worded what I was reading. Roger McCreary, Nicholas Petit-Frere, and Kyle Williams. Petit-Frere, dog shit. Roger McCreary, extremely mediocre. Kyle Phillips, I don't think he's done lick in the league. So they managed to do the really underrated trade fuck up. They went 0 for 4. They didn't get a single one of these right. You had 4 shots, 4 swings to get a starting player that's still on the roster.
Yep.
And good. None of them. All bad.
It's tragic. It's really bad. And this is how this is a really good display of how NFL teams fall off from right on the verge of greatness. Whereas when Tennessee was rolling, it was risky because they were rolling based off of running back success. And when a running back ages, if you cannot complete a team around him that will compete after the running back has fulfilled his service and longevity and he just can't run anymore like he used to when he was great. They built it for Derrick Henry, and they thought Derrick Henry obviously was going to last forever. And then they cut him too early. And now they became a basement team. They were the number 1 team in the AFC not too long ago, really whooping teams, grinding them down, showing like when Tennessee was good, there were legitimate conversations in the league about like, do teams seriously need to be running the ball way more? Because Tennessee was, and they were winning. There were other teams that were doing that, and they were winning. And now it's all gone. And because they just couldn't contain the success, and they couldn't draft well. They couldn't surround any talent around a decent bones. I mean, their offensive line, when they collapsed, that was over. Had to start from scratch. Skoronski's okay. Latham's going to be good. I think they're going to be good.
We hope.
But God, yeah, they are up the creek without a paddle, and now it's Cam Ward time. And I'm excited for Cam Ward. I'm excited to see what he's got going. God, but this is deflating.
If only he went to an organization with stability like the New York Giants. If only the Giants.
Oh, Treylon Burks?
No, if Cam
Ward.
Ward. Because now, we're kind of just hoping this thing gets figured out. That they have a decent, like an okay roster. It's not bad to the point where I think that they end up picking first overall again. There's a real good chance they end up being like real dumpster team, and Cam Ward's just out there balling. I really hope that he doesn't end up being like Carson Palmer, where he's just out there and he's just getting blasted, and it's just you see a big play and then you're thinking to yourself after that, man, I wish he was on a team that had some players.
Yeah, Palmer had a couple years where you're like, wow, what could have been? Where he really,
Stafford's another one.
Yeah, well, I think Stafford fulfilled his prophecy. He got out of Detroit, got a Super Bowl, still loved in Detroit, loved by his new team. Palmer was like a couple Pro Bowls, looking at a new great, and then injury and no good team. And then where'd he go? He went to the Raiders, and that was tragic. And then he had a late career resurgence in Arizona, and the Carson Palmer Arizona years were pretty fantastic. Like that, he had the overtime winner against Arizona, against the Packers, with the long cross pass to Larry Fitzgerald. I always forget Carson Palmer was a part of like two of the greatest late game drives ever, and he was, and he has moments, but what could have been if he was just on a better team, just a little bit better.
R.I.P.
Yeah, no kidding.
Speaking of a guy who is getting resurrected, Anthony Richardson, of course. Apparently at training camp, Anthony Richardson right now starting to hit a stride, starting to look pretty good. I'm going to provide the context in a second, but I asked this question that's going to be the conversation. We haven't talked about this. What would it take for Anthony Richardson to get another chance next year? What would it take for him? This is how he's been doing, though, at training camp. I want you to think on that. Richardson, apparently, per Mike Chappell of CBS 4 Indy, noted that Richardson completed all 6 of his pass attempts yesterday in team sessions, while Daniel Jones completed 3 of 4. Dominic Miranda of WTHR also added that Richardson looked very confident, comfortable, and accurate, which I think that's pretty notable. I know that anyone can roll their eyes at like, oh, what the hell does that even mean? That man has been in every clip, and you even brought this up during OTAs when he was rifling 10-yard passes to receivers as hard as he could. He has always looked really uncomfortable, really awkward, just one of those guys you watch throw the football and it's anxiety inducing. It's like, man, like, can you please just figure it out? That does not look natural, but you're supposed to be this really big natural athlete that's just so much better and gifted than everybody. And he's been in his own head, has been the driving force for all this. Hearing that he's confident and comfortable, I think, is a nice, fresh breath of air. But to return to the question that I just asked of you, what would it take for him to get the shot to continue to start next season? For us to just kind of pull back and go, all right, Anthony, you're good. Almost Bryce Young-ish.
I would need to see 5 complete full games from Anthony Richardson.
That's it?
5 real games where top to bottom, Anthony Richardson's in control. Top to bottom, he's throwing touchdowns. He's using his legs. He's not making a ton of mistakes. I'm not asking for 5 perfect games. I want 5 full games. You win most of them. You win if he puts 5 games that look good, that look like he could be the future. I don't think many people care about the other 12. They should. We should hold Indy to a high standard, but it would be unfair to Anthony Richardson if we had set the expectations for him like he wasn't still a project and like he wasn't drafted as a project. So this year, I think last year I saw 1 full game of him. I think I saw 1, maybe 2. I want to see 5 real deal games from Anthony Richardson that can spark debate, that can spark, is this guy the future? Is this really the guy? And then we could roll on to next year, and he could be. He needs to buy himself next year, though. 5 games where it's deep ball, stuff that other players can't do that he can do. You highlight that, you get another year, in my opinion, for him.
I think that I'm looking at a completely different lens. I don't think that they need to make the playoffs. I think that they just need to be knocking on the door. I think if they're one of the first teams, as long as they're one of the first teams out, and he doesn't sustain more than a 1 game, like the stretch is not the right way to frame it. As long as he doesn't have like a multi-game stretch where he's not playing. Like if he misses a game, it's going to happen. He's been banged up. He's a very physical, big player. It's just inevitable that there's probably going to be a spot where he doesn't start. But I think if they're banging on the door and they're like one of those teams that goes 8-9 and just misses it and their offense is phenomenal and everything is just kind of flowing, but there's going to be lows. It's kind of like, I know that when Jordan Love's first year starting, they made the playoffs and everything was pretty exciting. I don't think he needs to replicate what Jordan Love did his first year, but that season didn't go without a hitch. Like that wasn't like a super duper smooth season, but everybody still talks about how exciting and dynamic Jordan Love is because he is. He's extremely dynamic, and you kind of see the potential where let's just keep giving him more opportunities, and then eventually it's going to work. He was 9-8 in his first year, but he still threw for 4,000 yards, 32 touchdowns, and 11 interceptions. I would think that if, let's say Anthony Richardson starts 15 games and he goes over 3,500 yards and over 25 touchdowns, I think would be enough for me. Enough for me to feel like, all right, you know what? He's a young guy that's finally getting a grip.
I just got to see the touchdowns. I need to see him limit turnovers. He's going to turn the ball over, and he's going to do it in brutal ways, and I'm ready for it. I'm not going to be shocked by the Anthony Richardson turnover festival if it happens. What I want to see is the bounce back from it. What I want to see is the short memory to go back out there after a brutal turnover that everyone in the NFL has had. Get over it. Go out there and go beast mode again. Put the team on your back. Hand the ball off a couple times. Convert the third down. Now you got a little momentum. Hand the ball off again. Deep shot. Convert another third down. And march back. Fight back. No taking myself out of games. I know it was a one-time thing, but that's lasting with people. He has to be a Superman this year. He has to be a guy that you couldn't pull out of the game with the rope around his leg. You couldn't pull him off the field is what I need to see from Anthony Richardson. A desire would be nice.
We're not going to get to the J.J. McCarthy thing in full depth, but I kind of just want to touch on that. What's been really funny this preseason and during training camp, this first week and a half, there's like 2 totally different sides of like reaction to how he's done. It's either he looks absolutely awful and atrocious, or he looks fantastic and he's really surprising everybody. It bothers me that there's no in between. It really bothers me that there isn't. I have not found it in between anywhere. I think that also the comments from his teammates are like, they're fine. You got the Justin Jefferson way that he framed it of kind of like emphasizing patience. And then I had brought in here from when we were going to get to the segment that like Jordan Metellus was saying he doesn't need to be Superman. It's like, well, that's a good point, but at the same time, like, why are you going out of your way to say that? Just can guys just for once stop answering these things so candidly? Just be like, yeah, JG's showing, he's getting better. Just there's nothing to react to when that's the quote. There's no one's writing an article.
Yeah.
No one's doing anything with that. Stop giving us quotes to react to. But we were going to talk about this because, and for anyone who does like tap in later, kind of hoping that we got to it, it's just weird. It's just very weird that there is not really a decided he's doing well, he's doing poorly. Nobody can agree. Maybe it's just because
nobody could agree on him in college, whether he was good or not.
I don't think anyone knows.
Nobody knows. And I'm going to be the one that pretends to not to know and say he's probably not doing great, but he's probably making some plays to flash people. Yeah. And honestly, if you make 3 plays that really wow people, then the 10 that you botched will probably be forgotten. But it takes real wow plays, and that's the caliber of quarterback that, like, he's able to provide those, but is it going to be enough in a real deal NFL live bullets game where a couple wow plays versus a couple quarters of rough quarterback play, is that enough to salvage? Is that enough for the Vikings to roll and win on? Probably not. But it's early training camp. They haven't even played a preseason game yet. Yeah. They're not even practicing with other teams yet. This is still all indie. They're just getting into pads. I'm not jumping to it. I know that everyone moves differently in pads once that develops. And I don't know. I'm not even going to gauge him much on the preseason. As long as he doesn't go over there and spray it all over the field and have like no touchdowns and all picks, I think that I'll go in with a decent, unbiased view of JJ McCarthy into the regular season. That's what I hope to do. I like talking it all out through the offseason and give myself wipe the slate clean as soon as week 1 enters. That's all anybody should be doing. Week 1 starts, anything can happen.
Yeah.
Right now, AR, rough. JJ, rough. But, you know, a lot of season to get going.
All right, let's get to the Hackbag 201-834-4308. Call in the Hackbag, leave us a voicemail. We will play it on the show. Depends how disgusting it is because we've had to not play some of them. Do we have a voicemail?
Well, let's get to
the mail never stops.
This is the Hackbag. Hit us on Twitter for questions or call at 201-834-4308.
Can you not leave your cursor right on the next one? Because it gets me lost putting in the other time codes. God. Yeah, why not? Let's listen to a voicemail here.
We have one?
Yeah, let's listen to one here. We got a nice question from Ryan Roberts that we're all going to answer.
Good afternoon, gentlemen.
Oh,
all right,
correct.
Sean, I didn't know you were so hard up for housing and money and stuff, but I'm going to give you some more dating advice, okay? So you need to get your lady friend some flowers. You're like, I ain't got no money for flowers, bro. It's easy. Go
nice
to your cemetery. Go grab some flowers. You can get fake ones. You can get real ones. One time I got one of them wreath things, you know? That thing is a guaranteed panty dropper. Just make sure you take off like the beloved Miss Grandma sash or whatever. But chicks dig flowers. Don't spend any money on them. Get them from the cemetery, bro.
Glad you got some side by the holidays. That's nice.
Yeah.
You know.
By the way, I appreciate how Rack has now turned into our third co-host.
It's not Rack.
It's totally. He's in the chat. He's
not Rack.
He just happens to be in the chat.
He hasn't
today.
been in the chat at all for the previous voicemails. It's some other Idaho redneck. That's what we're
Rack, do you know who this guy is?
I'm taking Rack at his word here. He's giving me no reason to not take him at his word.
He's a lawyer. He's good at
He's not. That's the one that I'm not going to bite on.
Spraying us with misinformation. So, no, I the cemetery thing, out on it. We have a nice garden on the roof of our building. I think you just go up.
We got a nice garden out front. I could rip some out right there and start walking with them.
Yeah, just rip a big old tree out of the ground.
I got flowers all around me, sir. I'd be able to pluck them anywhere. I'm sure there's flowers by the pool. You know, there's flowers all over our building. I might take some flowers from inside. You know, at the nice hangout areas in the building. They'll live forever. They're plastic. I do not agree with
take that with you.
Robbing. Oh, could I?
The fake plant?
No,
nice. Actually, I would prefer if you didn't. I kind of like that plant.
Oh yeah, that plant's been doing a lot for us here. I hate that plant.
It's photosynthesizing.
It's plastic.
It's
not making
Don't
our
talk
air
down on that plant.
Fuck that plant.
Fuck you. That
plant's a real plant. Get some air in here.
He's trying.
It can't try. It's not a he.
He's trying his best, and you're over here harassing him.
I'll start pissing in that plant. You think I won't? I've done it
You
before.
better not.
I've pissed in a
It's
in a
not
plant.
a real plant. You can't piss in it.
I think there's a shot I've pissed in a plant in every school I've been in that I went to school at.
In fake plants?
That's
real man shit because it's just all up in that like weird styrofoam crap that's at the bottom of it.
I don't know. I'm definitely all right. Let me get back to the question here.
Yeah,
I hate that plant.
Don't talk.
Does the plant have a name?
Planty.
Every plant is named Planty when someone doesn't have a name for the plant.
It's his name. It's been his name.
No, that is not his plant.
Yeah, Coney. We got Planty.
Jesus Christ.
Plantar fasciitis.
Let's call him fascia. How about that?
No. We can't.
Sure.
Fascism.
So, yeah. Okay, gotcha.
if you called him fascism, then we're just
that's
very long way.
Now I still hate the plant.
Yeah, okay.
I disagree with the cemetery flower robbing. I am someone who brings flowers to the cemetery whenever I go home.
Oh, okay.
So if I saw caller from Idaho, if I saw your big goofy ass taking the flowers off my grandmother's grave, I'd have a cemetery fight in Arlington National. It would be they might as well get the boys to dig another hole if I saw some shit like that going down. Robin Flowers out of a cemetery.
Real tough guy over here.
I destroy you too. I'd put your mouth on the top of a
Stop
tombstone, put my boot on the top of it, crack it open.
The real okay.
Be walking around with no teeth,
Rack
big ass
is
veneers.
Rack is whatever. Rack is saying it's Chris Hammond, which this is how I know
Chris.
No, but that's how I know it's him who's calling in.
He doesn't know. You think he knows
we know what
every
Chris
Idaho
Hammond
fan?
sounds like. He used to do a podcast, didn't he? Did he? He used to do one of the ones.
Hold on.
What are the FCS ones?
Look, we've been talking a lot of NFL lately.
That changes later today.
Are we doing one tonight?
Yeah, were you not paying attention to the notes?
Oh, let me see here.
Put up a whole bunch of notes down.
Oh, good Lord. Oh, yeah, we can do that.
We got a lot.
We can do all that.
It's definitely right. All right, what's Ryan's question before we get out of here?
Oh, yeah. A nice question for Ryan Roberts on Twitter at Hack City Pod. If you want to tweet the show,
I told Ryan, by the way, Ryan doesn't know we were making fun of him, and I told him we were making fun of him.
Did he not like that?
Well, so we go to tape. We're waiting for an interview to start for somebody to hop on, and he goes, "Do you think that this Grok thing? Do you think it's real? Do you think it actually knows?" Like he was asking me, and I told him, like, by the way, we made fun of you. We named you and made fun of you on Sunday's show.
It's really bad.
He wasn't bothered by it.
Okay.
He's like, okay, and then he continued to keep asking me.
Stop trying to talk to me about Glenny Bowles, Ryan. That one was mean today. That one was mean.
Why are you doing that to Ryan?
You know what? Because sometimes I got to let Ryan know that I got that club in my bag to really hurt him if I need to.
But he doesn't know that you were fucking with him.
I know. Doesn't. He still doesn't?
I don't think that he does. You think that he figured it out?
Well, I'm going to ride that one out then. Maybe I'll long con him. That is if he isn't listening.
To the show.
From Ryan, for Sean, rank your top 10 favorite Outkick personalities. For Joe, rank your top 10 favorite A to Z personalities.
You're going to answer that question?
I'll give you, excluding
not the hosts of your show,
my host that I'm working with, because I don't think that's very fair. I'll give him the quick 6. How about that? 6-1. These are people that I've kind of worked with directly and have worked with. I don't feel like it's fair to judge people that I haven't done any work around. So 6-1, and there's more after, but I just don't feel like making a 7-10. That's problematic. So this is top half here. Ricky Cobb, Armando Salguero, Trey Wallace, Amber Snyder Harding, and then Clay at 2, Dan Dockich, number 1. Dan makes me laugh.
Funny.
Often.
I like that. Dan's funny. Dan
will catch me.
I don't consume any of the. I have not listened to your show once.
Sometimes when I walk into the office and if Dan's show is on, I'll get in. I'll have like maybe 20 minutes of Dan's shows left while I'm getting set up. If it's playing, I'll get he'll make me laugh like I'm a listener in my car. In that 20 minutes, which is good. I like Dan.
I'll give you top 3 A to Z.
Oh.
Ryan Roberts is at the bottom.
Nice.
Got to listen to him every day. I'm not even going to answer the question. I would like to share a fun anecdote about Ryan. Ryan's an awful big sicko when it comes to comps. We know this. This sick MFer sends in a group chat this morning. He sends, I really like said player. Like he said, I'm going to be way higher than everybody else. He's like getting ready to hype up this player, which means probably going to, this is a guy who is on the first round radar. It sounds like he might have him as his number 1 player at the position. This sick fuck goes on to compare him to Willie Snead. That was his comparison.
I don't think that's allowed. That's not allowed whatsoever.
He dropped a Willie Snead comp on a guy that he's giving wide receiver 1 hype in a good receiver class. I'm not faulting, to be perfectly clear, I'm not faulting the analysis because Ryan knows his shit and he knows it more than I do. But my problem is he tried to defend the Willie Snead comp as like, oh, it's like if you saw Willie Snead when he was at his best, you'd understand what I meant. Like he's trying to deep pull it so hard.
Okay,
that's
this is a fun conversation now because if Willie Snead, if he had his same career and you knew what you were going to get from Willie Snead, and it would all happen the exact same, and he was in this draft right now, would he be a first-round draft pick? Willie Snead, full career.
He never had 1,000 yards.
Is that a first-round guy right now against all these other receivers in the class? No. Okay, RR, sorry. You can't drop a Willie Snead comp on people. You just can't do that. That's not allowed.
What pick was he?
I'm not trying to knock Willie Snead.
I'm trying to knock Willie Snead. Well, I'm not trying to knock his. Oh, he's undrafted.
Come on, man. It's tough. Willie Snead got a shit rocked by Keanu Neal.
Ball State. All right.
I don't play that shit with the Saints.
All right.
Better strap it up.
We got to get out of here.
Keanu always ready.
We are going to be back on Thursday at Joe DeLeone at Sanderson Radio. 201-834-4308. Subscribe to the pod. We will talk to you later.